Hello and welcome to Little Blue Star. I'm Jane Allen and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Thanks for joining me today. This is a non-floral, you could call it masculine type card. Obviously you can use any DSP you like. It's just a way to use your DSP, a simple way but quite effective, I think. So here's what we've done, and stamped with a bit of silver embossing as well. Okay, so let's get started. I have got obviously landscape and portrait, so it works either way. So just do however you want to do it. So first of all, you need a base card. So I've got a base card of basic grey, and then decide if you want to do it landscape or portrait really, but either way. So there's my base card. Then I've got a layer of Night of Navy, so that's going to glue onto there. And I always do my layer just so it's got a nice little border, so 1/4 inch smaller each side. So this layer is 3 7/8 by 5 1/2, because my base cards measure 4 1/8 by 5 3/4. So whatever base card you've got, just go in by 1/4 inch. Okay, so there's my excuse me, there's my base card, and then it's just a matter of popping your DSP on. Now these measurements, in case you want to know, are, hang on, I'll show you that one in a second. So that one is, measure them up. So I've got 2 1/4 there by 3, 2 1/4 by 3, 2 1/4 by 1 1/4. I've got 1 1/4 by 3, and I've got, oh hang on, I can't remember that one, let me just measure it. 2 3/8 by 3, that one. And then this one is 2 3/8 by 2 1/4. And when, as I said, if you put it on one way, you'll realise it's not quite right. So just make sure before you stick it down, you put them in place so that you get the right amount. Now the reason I did those measurements is because I wanted a nice little border of the Night of Navy running through, so you get that little effect of the border. Hope that makes sense. Okay, so I've just said you arrange it before you stick it down, and then you can go ahead and stick them. But if you arrange it before you stick them, it just makes it easier, so you know where you're sticking it, and you've got the right, you can measure your little borders and everything, so you get them in the right place. This DSP is the Hey Sports Fan DSP, so a nice sort of non-floral and masculine card, but obviously if you've got floral patterns and everything, you can do the same. But this is like a masculine version for all those males in your life. And this one, I don't know what I was saying then. But you could use it anyway. What I was saying is you could use it with florals or any DSP it would work with. The same element, very simple card. So hopefully that shows you that's quite a simple card to make. I will put the measurements in the description because I did waffle a bit there. But, and then the happy birthday. So I've gone ahead and I've cut out this rectangle from the rectangle stitch dies. I love the little elements of the rectangle there. Now what we want to do is stamp it in Night of Navy. So I've gone ahead and I've got my happy already on my block, so ink that up nice, and then pop the happy on there. And then what we're going to do then is actually heat emboss with silver. So I've got the birthday there. This set is the Biggest Wish set. I really love this set. It's lovely. So that's that. The birthday's on there. Now when you do your heat embossing, I've done this before but I'll run through it quickly. So you mount it on the block. If you've got an embossing buddy, which I do, I just run it over so you don't get your greasy fingerprints. That just stops any of the embossing powder going where you don't want it, because obviously you just want your sentiment embossed in silver. You don't want your greasy fingerprints. So into the Versamark and stamp that. Now this, you can't see obviously where you've stamped it, but I keep mine in a little box, but you don't need to. You can just use a bit of paper and scoop it up again, but that's what I do with mine. And then I just keep it in this little tub to keep it out of the way, and then you want to move it over there, sprinkle it on where you've put your sentiment. Just give it a little tap off, and you can see it's stuck to your sentiment where you've inked in Versamark. Pop that out the way, and then you're just going to heat emboss. So excuse me, grab my heat embossing gun. Sorry for the noise. And I'll try and do it underneath so you can see the magic happen. So you just want to go across. You can go it from the top or the bottom, it doesn't matter. And then you'll just find, can you see that? Just turning. Hopefully you can see that changing colour. It's like magic, I say. You just turn it round so you don't burn your fingers. There you go. Done. Whee! So hopefully you saw that, and then it just turns into the silver. Ooh, gorgeous. Lovely. And then that is it really. So I'm just going to stick that onto my card using dimensionals. Oh, look, see there was a bit there that didn't. Never mind. Where's my dimensionals? There they are. And I just think silver embossing is my favourite. I just think it adds such a lovely little element to your cards that just lifts it and gives it that extra. So that's what I've done on this card, just added a little bit of silver embossing just to give a little bit extra to a very simple card. I'll just press that down. And there we go. Now where I've got that little bit, let's see if it'll come off. Yeah, a little bit it will. But if not, we just go ahead and we pop a little bit of bling on. Why not? Put a little rhinestone on there. It actually doesn't it doesn't notice that much, but let's just give a couple of rhinestones on there. And there we go. Hopefully you can see that nicely. So that's our card. You can do it with any DSP you want. Obviously you can go portrait or landscape, doesn't matter. But that little bit of heat embossing is gorgeous. There we go. Thanks for joining me today. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and obviously subscribe if you haven't. It's free to do so, and it really does help me, and I really do appreciate it. Thanks then, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.